El Niño has been blamed for droughts, floods, wildfires, failed harvests, coral bleaching, cholera outbreaks, the price of coffee, and, I promise I am not making this up, researchers have published papers linking it to the outbreak of civil wars. It is the most accused phenomenon on planet Earth. Everyone has heard of it. Almost nobody can tell you what it is. So let's just find out. And I'll warn you now, the answer is much, much smaller than you're expecting. Ready? El Niño is a temperature. That's it. That's the whole thing. It is not a storm. It is not a current. It is not a weather system arriving from somewhere. You could not photograph it. If you sailed straight through the middle of one, you would notice absolutely nothing. El Niño is the ocean being slightly warm in one specific place. How slightly? Half a degree. Half a degree. That is the difference between your tea and your slightly less good tea. And it is the official trigger for a global climate event. There's even a box. Scientists drew a rectangle in the middle of the Pacific, a big, boring stretch of open water with nothing in it. No islands worth mentioning, no coastline. They gave it a wonderfully unromantic name, Niño 3.4. And the rule is genuinely this simple. Take the temperature inside the box, compare it to the long-term average. If it's half a degree warmer, and it stays that way for months on end, then somebody in an office declares that an El Niño is happening. Which raises the obvious question. Why on earth would half a degree matter? Because of what it's half a degree of. That box is bigger than India. And warming water isn't like warming air. Water is stubborn. It takes an enormous amount of energy to shift its temperature at all. So to lift an India-sized slab of ocean by half a degree and hold it there for a year, you need a truly ridiculous quantity of heat sitting where it doesn't normally sit. And heat that big doesn't stay in the water. It rises. It makes cloud and storms, and it shoves the winds around above it. The half degree isn't the event. The half degree is the receipt. Now here's my favorite part, because it took 2 men, 2 oceans, and 45 years to solve. In the early 1900s, a British mathematician called Gilbert Walker was posted to India with one job: predict the monsoon. Famine had killed millions, and everything depended on the rains. So Walker did the least glamorous thing imaginable. He gathered decades of pressure readings from weather stations scattered across the world, and he looked for patterns. And he found one. Whenever air pressure rose over Australia, it fell over Tahiti. Rose here, fell there. Like a seesaw stretched across the entire Pacific. He called it the Southern Oscillation. He could not explain it. Colleagues thought he was doing numerology with a barometer. Walker was studying the air. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, Peruvian fishermen had spent generations tracking a warm patch of water that showed up around Christmas and emptied their nets. 2 mysteries, 2 continents. Nobody suspected they were the same one. Until 1969, when a Norwegian named Jacob Bjerknes finally put the 2 on the same desk, and realized Walker's seesaw in the sky and the fisherman's warm water were not 2 things at all. They were one thing, breathing. Which is why the proper name isn't El Niño. It's ENSO, the El Niño Southern Oscillation. Ocean and atmosphere welded together. And it swings both ways. When that box goes half a degree cold instead of warm, you get the mirror image. They named her La Niña, the girl. Warm, cold, neutral. Every few years. Back and forth, forever. So El Niño isn't an event that happens to the planet. It's a mood the planet is in. And the strangest part is that we can read that mood, months before it changes anything, from a number so small you'd miss it in your bath water. Half a degree runs the weather. What else is running on numbers you'd never notice? Subscribe to Obvious Questions.